Hello, friends of the VisionCrypto channel. My name is Arian, and my channel is all about crypto and chart analysis, and explained as simply as possible. Today, I'm giving you a special update where I'll go through 9 coins that I regularly analyze. Current bull run status, expected price targets, dangers at each price point. Bull run, what price targets can we still expect? And what are the dangers at each price point that could prevent the bullish expectations from being met? Before we really get started, I have one more request for you. The channel has grown so well also because of this, and I have such loyal members who regularly follow me because I've always been supported and backed because of you. That means you've always given me a thumbs up and left a short comment or a smiley in the comments. Just write it down and let the video run all the way through. At least that's what I'm assuming. Recently things have slowed down a bit, which I certainly can't blame you for. But you can definitely tell that the click numbers have gone down a bit again. So I would just like to ask you, as a small favor for me, because I do sit down, and a video can easily take 4 hours to record and publish, that you give a thumbs up. And as I said, just drop a smiley or something in the comments so that the algorithm gets pushed. An example of a comment would be, I'm going to introduce you to these new coins now. Please write in the comments which of these new coins you want a more detailed update on in my next video. Get a more detailed update. That means not just an overarching update here, but also a detailed update in the smaller time frame. Let me know which of these new coins it should be, and that will also be the price for the next video. So thank you very much for your support. And now we're getting started. I want to start with Bitcoin. So as you can see up here, we are actually pretty much at the end of the bull run. We have this classic 5-part upward movement here with a special case, namely a 1-2-1-2 setup. That means we had built this up first, a wave, 1, wave, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And theoretically, the bull run would have already been over, but because we had another 1-2 setup, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, let's assume that the bull run will find its end up here. It is also to be expected that we will then see a strong sell-off first, but there is still a possibility that this bull run might not find its end. The bull run could stretch a bit longer for Bitcoin because in this area here, there's also a little bump that you might count as a 1-2 setup. And that would mean that we would have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And it's possible that the Bitcoin price could go even higher. But this is not predictable yet. Whether that will happen or if we will actually find our bull run top up here. Currently, we can only say that every upward movement is happening in 5 parts. Go ahead. That means we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and also from this wave, 4. In our bull run top, it's all back again. 5 waves, which means with a wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this substructure from 4 to 5 is also formed in 5 parts again. And who is interested in that? What the final rise of Bitcoin looks like now? Let's take a quick look at it. This is basically this area. For those who are more interested in that, you have the option to join my Discord server through Patreon in the comments below. Because there you have the opportunity to get Bitcoin analyses for €5 a month. That means 3 written analyses a week. And additionally, the chart picture from the smaller time frame where I explain exactly what should happen next. And just like with Bitcoin here, you have the option to do the same for all the other coins individually or also multiple coins. I'll come back to that later. Next, let's move on to Cardano. We have three interpretations and possible developments on the chart. First, there's the yellow interpretation, but then also the white and the blue, which are viewed as bullish. Right now, we are exactly in this trend reversal area where the focus is on whether we will sell off again and create a new low from the bear market, or if we will continue to move upwards. In this case, it would be important for us to break out of this price box, which goes up to 131. Are we going to sell off again and create a new low from the bear market, or are we going to move upwards? In this case, it would be important for us to break out of this price box, which goes up to 131. And then the next price target we could reach, the 234, with the option that we continue to move upwards and maybe even reach price targets starting from $5 and above. But it is also possible that we have developed an ABC structure here, and the bull run top could be around 330. For those interested in where we currently stand and whether we are moving impulsively upwards or the risk is there to sell off, of course you can book this chart analysis from me, where, as I mentioned, these three analyses come out each week. Next, let's move on to Polkadot. It's kind of a problem child among these older coins. We still have two interpretations that we can see on the chart. The completely bullish variant we were able to take off the chart some time ago. And here it's the same. The trend reversal area to continue selling off, that also means creating a new low in the bear market, would be here. The yellow box at a target range between 12 and tau 17 US dollars. And what does that mean? It's already a very weak sign that we haven't managed to do it. In comparison to Cardano, where we are at least already inside this trend band box, and the probability is already quite high that we leave the whole thing upwards, we have never dipped into this so far. And also on the smaller time frame of my subscribers, they know that have we already reached a very critical area twice, where this sell-off is more or less already certain. Polkadot has been able to save itself time and again, but the danger for Polkadot is still significant. That it's going down here, and unfortunately we have to take this bullish momentum off the chart. Everything else is also in the subscription. Then we come to Chainlink. With Chainlink, we also have three options similar to the other currencies. Here we also have a trend reversal box where we have already entered. That means we would create a new low in the bear market again. We would also need to break through that. That means we definitely need to reach $31. And if we manage to do that, the further path is open for once, 38 US dollars. Before it goes into a wave 4 again and we move up into the larger wave 3, where price targets of $90 plus are possible. But here we also have the option of an ABC formation, and there would be price targets starting from about 57 US dollars for the bull run top. Then we move on to Algorand. With Algorand, the whole situation is quite critical, because here we have this special case where Algorand has created an all-time low, and that is always a sign of weakness. And that's why my primary expectation here is that we are only experiencing a temporary correction here, and then there will be another strong sell-off that brings us to even lower prices. I know that the fundamentals, the data from Algorand doesn't really reflect that, but I'm primarily relying on technical analysis here, and it indicates through this sell-off down here that things aren't looking so good for Algorand. Who has another option? Where Algorand is here with this low, so to speak, has completed a small internal cycle, and we're starting a new overarching cycle, and we might still see a wave. We could expand 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This likely trend reversal area for another sell-off is between the 0.5 and 0.6 Fibonacci levels in red, means between approximately 47 and 70 cents. That means when the price starts to sustainably turn around in this trend reversal box, then there will be this strong sell-off if we manage to, we should run the price above this price box. That means above 70 cents for now. Better would be 81 cents because that would be the target for a bullish wave 3. Then I've also marked that here. Then the probabilities change. Before we reach 81 cents, the likelihood is greater that this sell-off will happen. And if we reach 81 cents, from that moment on, you can actually be almost certain that we might get another pullback, but then it will continue to go up. And we might even be able to establish a new all-time high here because the price box would be between 220 and approximately 540. Let's take a closer look at how things are with Algorand. As for my prediction, as I mentioned, that would also be included in this monthly subscription. Now we come to our standout performer, which is XRP. It was really the case that since the last bull run, it has been in a trend channel. And for a long time, we didn't know, okay, are we selling off? Is there a new bear market low or are we breaking through to the upside? And yes, we actually made it up and are now even just about to reach a new all-time high, which is at 354. And the likelihood is very high that after the new all-time high, we could really get some strong momentum upwards. And there are definitely price targets possible between 420 and 676. Of course, even beyond that. But I don't have a moon channel here where I just throw out random prices for clicks. But this is really about serious chart analysis. What's also interesting is down here, that's the high from the last bull run at just under 2 La. So far, we've received support in the current sell-off. That means we didn't even reach the price target of wave 4 here. But we were able to use that support to go further up. The question is, could there possibly be another sell-off into this wave bar, or are we shooting straight up now at the all-time high? Or possibly one might get rejected at the all-time high and sell off again down here. This is also something I include in my analyses. Next, let's talk about VeChain. That's a price that has been on the market for many years, which many also consider to be very bullish. I also have 2 variations on the chart. One possibility is that this sell-off could lead us to establish a new low. Right now, we're also in this trend reversal box where the regular target of this trend reversal lies between the 0.5 and 0.6 Fibonacci levels. That means at around 9 cents. But in a serious case, it could also go up to 15 cents before you turn. But I focus more on the area. That means we should break through the 9 cents. If we move over there, the probability increases with every cent that we come into the white count. And for this wave 3, I set a price at around 19 cents before we see a pullback into wave 4. And then we would be approaching the overarching wave C with a price target between 30.5 and around 38.5 cents. Next, let's move on to SEI. So, I've drawn a bearish interpretation again, compared to my last videos. There, it hasn't really managed to gain momentum compared to the other prices. Compared to the other prices, it hasn't really managed to gain momentum. This means that on one hand, there's a risk, just like with Polkadot, that we could establish a new low again. On the other hand, he also has a very good risk-reward ratio to get into a course that still has a lot of potential. Personally, I've bought more of it a few times recently. Now let's clarify what the chart looks like. We have 2 bullish interpretations in the yellow and white counts, and hold on, the orange count with the sell-off where we could drop down to 14 cents again, because right there we held exactly in this trend reversal box, held And it also hits precisely at the upper level where you say, okay, you wouldn't need to put that on the chart. It turns, and it's currently in a sort of downward spiral because it's continuously forming lower lows. But what makes it all a bit more political is that we have now developed an upward trend at the 0.6 Fibonacci level, and the 0.6 Fibonacci is also the ideal target for a wave 2, where we could assume now that we are going up in waves 3, 4, and 5. Where would we then have a price from about 224 to 431? And if it were to get really bullish, prices of 990 might even be possible. But SEI really needs to step it up now and show us that he is willing to break out strongly upwards. Then finally, let's talk about the Fed. With the Fed, many are disappointed. They expected much more after the merger. The situation is that we are currently moving in an upward trend channel, and we have definitely already built 3 waves here. They expected much more after the merger. Here, we are moving in an upward trend channel, and we have definitely already built 3 waves here. The risk is as follows. Right now, there's a lack of momentum in the whole situation to run wave 5, where a price target would be, or an overlap at around, it's hard to see right now, at around between 880 and 950. That would be a target where the price could move in wave 5, because 2 Fibonacci levels are overlapping there, but because the momentum is currently lacking here. I can currently only say that we have 1, 2, and 3 Fibonacci games. We've built 3 waves, and we definitely shouldn't create a lower low. This would invalidate this 5th wave, and that means we shouldn't drop below the low of wave 4. That was 67 cents. That's why I've drawn the red line here, because if we were to drop down there again and go below that sustainably, then we would need to take a closer look at the counting. But the risk is very high that we then completely sell off again and wave 5 fails. Yes, if you found all of this interesting, as I said, I'm analyzing the new charts for you that I've just shown you 3 times a week. Currently, that's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when these written analyses are available. And then on the weekend, there's the overarching analysis on YouTube, just like today. You have the advantage that you can book each analysis individually. It has the advantage for you if you're no longer invested in a course because you sold, or maybe you still have a coin on your watch list and you decide to remove it. Then you can cancel the coin after a month or whenever you want within a month and let the other coins keep running or swap out the coin for another one. And I think that's a huge advantage because with many others, you have to sign up for a subscription where you have a lot of coins in one package, some of which you might not even need, or only 1 or 2 coins are interesting. And I think €5 is a fair price. And yes, you are flexible. Everything is tailored to your personal situation. And above all, it's also affordable. The link to that is below in the video description. Feel free to book that. If anyone has questions about that, feel free to join my Telegram group. There, I'll answer your questions. Don't forget to write in the comments which course I should analyze in more detail next. And of course, you should also give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new, so that you don't miss anything in the future. I hope there were some exciting pieces of information for you in today's video. If that's the case, feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video. Leave me a short comment or maybe just a little smiley. That would push the algo and be good for the channel. And I want to point out that another exciting chart analysis is waiting for you in the credits. I wish you all a great time until the next video, and bye.